The desperate call. The merchant ship Silver Hope was dying. Captain Zara pressed her blue hand against the cracked window of her bridge. Outside, she could see pieces of her ship floating in space. Her crew of 50 beings, some with scales, some with fur, some with feathers, were screaming behind her. The pirates had found them in deep space, far from any help. "Captain, shields at 5%, her officer shouted. His 3 eyes were wide with fear. Another blast shook the ship. Zara fell to her knees. Through the window she saw the pirate ships, 20 black vessels circling them like hungry sharks. They had been shooting for 10 minutes now, playing with their food. "Please!" Zara sent a message to the pirate leader. "We have children on board. We are just traders." The screen lit up with an ugly face. The pirate leader had scars across his green skin. His teeth were filed into points. "Children fetch good prices in slave markets," he laughed. "Your cargo will make us rich. And you? You will make excellent servants." Zara's heart sank. No one would help them. They were in empty space, 3 jumps from the nearest station. The Galactic Council would take days to send ships. Her crew would be slaves by then. Or dead. Her navigation officer, a small creature with golden fur, tugged at her arm. "Captain, there is one option." "What option?" Zara asked. "We could call them." Everyone on the bridge went silent. They all knew who them meant. Humans, Deathworlders, the crazy species from a high-gravity world who treated war like others treated breathing. The species that scared even the pirates. "No," her security chief said quickly. "Humans are dangerous. They might kill us too." "The pirates will kill us," the navigation officer argued. "Humans, maybe they help, maybe they don't, but maybe is better than certain death." Another blast. The lights went out. Emergency power kicked in, bathing everything in red light. In the cargo bay, Zara could hear children crying. 20 young ones on a school trip. They would be slaves soon. "Do it," Zara commanded. "Send the signal to Earth space." Her communications officer worked fast. His 4 hands flew over the controls. "Captain, Earth is far, very far. Even if they answer, they cannot reach us in time." "Send it anyway." The message went out into the darkness. "SOS, this is merchant vessel Silver Hope. We have 50 souls and 20 children. Pirates attacking. Anyone from Earth space, please help, please." The pirate leader appeared on screen again. He was laughing so hard that tears ran down his face. "You called humans? You think Deathworlders care about alien merchants? They are probably laughing at your message right now." "Sir?" One of his crew interrupted him. "Sensors are picking up something." "What?" "Jump signatures. Many jump signatures." The pirate leader frowned. "How many? The human patrol in this sector has only 3 ships." "Sir, I'm counting." 50. No, 100. No. "Sir, the sensors are overloading." Space began to tear open. Not in one place. Not in 10 places. Everywhere. Blue portals opened around the pirate fleet like flowers blooming. And from each portal came a ship. Human ships. Destroyers. Cruisers. Battleships. Carriers. Even civilian ships with weapons strapped to their hulls. They kept coming. 200. 300. 400. The entire human fleet from 3 sectors had answered the call. The pirate leader's green face turned white. This is impossible. How did they get here so fast?" His sensor officer was shaking. "Sir, they used emergency jump protocols. They burned through their fuel reserves. These ships, they can't go home. They used everything to get here." "You mean, they knew it was a one-way trip? They came anyway." On the Silver Hope, Zara's crew stood in shocked silence. The human fleet surrounded them like a protective wall of metal and guns. A message came through on all channels. The voice was calm, cold, and absolutely terrifying. "Pirate Fleet, this is Admiral Chen of the United Earth Fleet. You fired on civilians. You threatened children. You have 10 seconds to surrender." The pirate leader tried to sound brave. "You're bluffing. The Galactic Council will punish you if you attack us without proper procedure. 10. We have rights. We demand a trial. 9. This is against galactic law. 8. The pirates began to panic. Some tried to run. The human ships moved to block them. 7. Zara watched in awe and terror. She had called for help. But this was not help. This was an execution. 6. The pirate leader screamed, "Wait, let's discuss terms." 5. We surrender. We surrender. 4. And in that moment, everyone understood. The humans had not come to negotiate. They had come to send a message. Humanity's rage. 3. The pirate leader's ship tried to jump away. Space bent around it, the hyperdrive engines screaming. Then something impossible happened. A human corvette, a tiny ship barely armed, flew directly into the jump portal. The explosion was visible from 3 systems away. 2. Wait! The pirate leader's face was no longer green. It was gray with terror. The children! You'll hurt the children if you fire. Your weapons will— 1. Admiral Chen's voice cut through space like a blade. Fire. But the humans didn't fire their weapons. Instead, every human ship launched something else. Thousands of small pods shot through space. The pirates' computers screamed warnings. Boarding pods incoming! Boarding pods incoming! The pirate leader stumbled backward. They're not destroying us. They're coming inside. On the Silver Hope, Captain. Zara watched her sensors in disbelief. Each pod has 1 human, just 1. They're sending single soldiers against crews of hundreds? Her tactical officer was trembling. Captain, I'm reading their vital signs. Their heart rates are normal. They're not even nervous. The first pod hit a pirate destroyer. 1 human, 1 single human in power armor against 300 pirates. The pirate crew laughed. They pointed their weapons at the airlock. The laughing stopped 17 seconds later. The human didn't use tactics, didn't take cover, didn't retreat. The soldier walked through gunfire like it was rain. When pirates shot him, he got back up. When they broke his helmet, he fought without air. When they cut off his armor's power, he fought with his bare hands. The pirate ship's distress signal told the story. He won't stop. We've killed him 3 times. He keeps getting up. He keeps coming. Help us! Admiral Chen's voice returned, speaking to all the pirate ships. That soldier's name is Marcus Webb. Yesterday you destroyed a medical transport. His daughter was a nurse on that ship. She was 22 years old. Her name was Sophie. Another pirate cruiser went dark. Then another. The boarding pods kept launching. Each human you face lost someone to piracy, the Admiral continued. The man boarding your flagship, his son was taken by slavers. The woman cutting through your engine room, her husband was spaced by raiders. We gave them a choice, stay home and mourn or come here and end you. They all came, a pirate screamed over comms. Every one of them came. But then something strange started happening. On a pirate frigate, the crew threw down their weapons and surrendered. The human soldiers stopped attacking immediately. She gave them water, bandaged their wounds, even shared her oxygen when their life support failed. The pirate captain asked her, Why? Why so? How mercy now? The human removed her helmet. She was young, maybe 25, with burn scars across her face. Because you surrendered. Because now you're not a threat. Because I'm not a monster. I'm just very, very angry. The pirate leader watched his fleet fall apart. 30 ships now dark. But something was wrong with the math. How? He whispered. How are single humans defeating entire crews? His science officer pulled up classified files. Sir, I found something. Human military training. They call it the Rage Protocol. What is it? When protecting others, human brains shut down pain receptors. Their muscles can use 100% strength instead of normal 40%. Their bodies flood with chemicals that make them, sir, they literally become something else. On the main screen, they watched helmet footage from a boarding pod. A human Marine shot 12 times, still fighting. His armor's medical system showed he had 4 broken ribs, a punctured lung, and severe blood loss. He didn't slow down. The Marine's voice came through the footage. For Sophie Webb, for Thomas Chen, for Lisa Martinez, for every soul you took. Each name made him hit harder, fight longer. The pirate leader turned to his bridge crew. Jump, now, maximum power. Sir, the hyperdrive needs time to override everything. But space in front of them rippled. A massive ship emerged from jump, not a military vessel. It was painted white with red crosses. A hospital ship, a human hospital ship. This is the UES Mercy, a woman's voice announced. We're here for survivors. The pirate leader laughed desperately. Survivors? You're winning. Not our survivors, yours. After we're done with you, your wounded will need help. We're doctors. We took an oath to heal everyone, even pirates, even murderers, even you. That's when the pirate leader understood the true horror. The humans weren't Jude. Going to defeat them. They were going to defeat them, heal them, put them in prison, and make them live with the knowledge that they lost to a species that showed them mercy they never showed others. His sensor officer suddenly screamed, Sir! New contacts! More human military? No, sir. It's everything else. The screen filled with new ships, cargo haulers with mining lasers, private yachts with improvised weapons, transport buses filled with volunteers, an entire university's research fleet, even a ship that looked like it was held together with tape and hope. One message came from the rusty ship. This is Captain Joe's pizza delivery ship. We heard the call. We brought breadsticks and ammunition. Captain Zara on the Silver Hope asked Admiral Chen, Who are all these ships? Citizens, Captain. When we sent out the call that children were in danger, everyone wanted to come. We had to turn away thousands. These are just the ones who ignored orders and came anyway. The pirate leader fell to his knees. His mighty fleet of 40 ships faced over 1,000 human vessels, military, civilian, corporate, private, all united by one simple message. Someone had hurt children. Please, the pirate leader begged. We surrender. We were wrong. Show mercy. Admiral Chen's face appeared on every screen in the sector. His expression was carved from stone. You want mercy? Here's our mercy. You get to live. You get to go to prison. You get to wake up every day knowing that you challenged humanity and lost. You get to remember that we could have killed you all, but we chose to be better than you. The pirate leader sobbed. That's not mercy, that's torture. No, the admiral said quietly. That's justice, human style. But suddenly, every human ship's alarm went off simultaneously. Something massive was approaching through hyperspace, something that made both fleets look tiny. The sensor officer on the Silver Hope whispered in horror, Captain, that's not a ship. That's a moon, a weaponized moon. A new voice, deep and mechanical, filled every communication channel. I am the Pirate King. You touched my fleet. Now, little humans, you will learn why even Deathworlders should fear the darkness between stars. Admiral Chen looked at the massive construct appearing before them. It was the size of Earth's moon, bristling with weapons that could crack planets. His bridge crew waited for orders. The admiral smiled. It was the first emotion he'd shown. All ships, he announced calmly. Prepare for Operation Crazy Ivan. Sir, his first officer whispered, that operation is theoretical. It could destroy our entire fleet. I know. We might all die. I know. Then why are you smiling, sir? Admiral Chen stood up, his smile growing wider. Because, Lieutenant, we're about to show the galaxy what humans do to bullies, and it's going to be absolutely legendary. The 1,000 human ships began to move in perfect synchronization, forming a pattern that had never been attempted before. They were turning their entire fleet into a single, massive weapon. The Pirate King laughed. You think your little formation scares me? Every human captain, from military admirals to pizza delivery drivers, responded with the same words. No, but it should. No mercy protocol. The Pirate King's moon-sized fortress had a name that translated to Child of Dark Stars. It had consumed entire civilizations. Its hull was made from the melted ships of 1,000 conquered fleets. Inside, 30 million pirates lived and worked, maintaining weapons that could split planets like eggs. But right now, the Pirate King was confused. "Why are they not forming battle lines?" he asked his advisors. "Why are the humans dancing?" It was true. The 1,000 human ships moved in turns that made no sense. A destroyer would spiral around a cargo ship. A hospital ship would loop between two frigates. They looked like insects performing some ritual. Admiral Chen's voice broadcasted on an open channel. "Pirate King, before we begin, you should know something. 3 months ago, you raided a colony called New Haven. So, I raid many colonies. 14,000 children died. Weak species produce weak offspring." Every human ship suddenly stopped moving. The silence was more terrifying than any battle cry. Then a child's voice filled the communication channels. A recording. A little girl, maybe 6 years old. "Mommy, when will the rescue ships come? You said humans always come to help. Where are they, Mommy?" The recording cut off. Admiral Chen spoke again, his voice now completely emotionless. "That was Lucy Martinez. She waited 4 hours for rescue while radiation poisoning killed her. Her last words were, 'Tell the humans I waited for them.'" The pizza delivery captain pressed a button. His rusty ship started glowing. "Admiral, Joe's Pizza requesting permission to show them what we do to child killers." "Denied, Captain Joe. You'll get your turn. All ships, initiate Protocol 7. The Pirate King's advisors went pale. "Sir, Protocol 7 is a myth. Humans couldn't possibly—" Space went insane. Every human ship fired a single cable at another human ship. Not weapons cables, not energy transfers, something else. The cables connected, ship to ship to ship, creating a web of light between them. The 1,000 ships were becoming one entity. "Impossible!" the Pirate King roared. "Neural linking between ships requires—" "It requires insanity," Admiral Chen interrupted. "It requires 1,000 captains to give up control of their ships. It requires civilians and military to trust each other completely. It requires every human to share their thought, their pain, their rage." The linked fleet began to pulse with a heartbeat. 1,000 ships, one mind, one purpose. Captain Zara on the Silver Hope watched her instruments go crazy. The energy readings. This shouldn't be possible. They're sharing consciousness across 1,000 ships? Her science officer was crying. "Captain, I can feel it. The psychic resonance. Every human in that fleet is feeling the death of every victim the pirates ever took. They're sharing the pain of millions, and they're converting it into what? Rage, Captain. Pure, focused rage." The Pirate King fired first. Planet cracker weapons that could destroy whole worlds shot toward the human fleet. The linked ships moved as one organism, dodging beams that should have been impossible to avoid. A cargo ship performed maneuvers that would tear a military ship apart. A hospital ship accelerated like a fighter. "How are they doing this?" the Pirate King screamed. His tactical officer was scanning the human fleet. "Sir, their ships are taking damage from the maneuvers, hulls cracking, engines overloading. They don't care. The neural link is overriding safety protocols. They're literally willing their ships to do the impossible." A human colony ship, designed for peaceful transport, suddenly accelerated to speeds that shattered its own hull. It was falling apart, but it kept moving, held together by nothing but determination. It rammed into one of the fortress's main guns. The explosion took out weapons that had destroyed entire fleets. The colony ship's last transmission, for Lucy Martinez. The Pirate King watched 20% of his weapons go offline. Kill them all. But the humans were doing something new. The 1,000 ships began to spin around each other faster and faster, creating a vortex in space. Energy built between them, not weapon energy. Something else. "Sir!" The Pirate King's scientist was panicking. They're creating a gravitational anomaly. They're turning their formation into a what? A black hole generator, sir. A temporary one. They're going to create a black hole and throw it at us. That will destroy them too. On every human ship, alarms screamed, hull breach warnings, engine failures, life support failing. The neural link meant every human felt every ship's pain. They were destroying themselves to destroy their enemy, but they kept spinning. A teenager piloting a modified school bus spoke over comms. "My name is Tommy Chen. My sister was on that medical ship you destroyed. She was going to be a doctor. She wanted to help people. This is for her." His school bus exploded from the stress, but his part of the formation held for 3 more seconds, long enough. The black hole formed, tiny, temporary, but real. The human fleet, what was left of it, threw the anomaly at the Pirate King's fortress, not at the center, at the engines. "Full power! Escape!" the Pirate King commanded. Too late. The mini black hole hit the fortress's engine section. It existed for only 4 seconds before evaporating. But 4 seconds of a black hole eating your engines is 4 seconds too many. The moon fortress lurched, span, started falling toward the nearest star. "Stabilize! Stabilize!" "We can't, sir. 40% of engines gone. We're caught in the star's gravity." The Pirate King looked at his massive fortress being pulled toward its doom. He had one option left. Launch everything, every fighter, every bomber, every escape pod with a weapon. Kill the humans. 50,000 small ships launched from the dying fortress, a swarm of metal and hatred racing toward the broken human fleet. Admiral Chen looked at his fleet status. 400 ships destroyed, 300 heavily damaged, 300 barely functioning. They had no more tricks, no more protocols. Captain Joe of the pizza delivery ship called out, "Admiral, permission to deliver one last pizza?" "Joe, your ship has no weapons left." "No, sir. But I have a cargo hold full of pizza ovens, and I just set them all to self-clean mode at maximum temperature." "That's insane." "Sir, I'm a pizza delivery guy fighting space pirates with a ship held together by hope and duct tape. Insane is my default setting." Before the Admiral could respond, hundreds of civilian ships began broadcasting. "This is the University of Mars. Our reactor is damaged, but we can still ram. Cargo Hauler 7 here. We're out of ammo, but we're not out of courage. Hospital ship Mercy. We've evacuated our patients, ready to fight. This is Grandma Chen's flower delivery service. These pirates are about to get a special delivery." The Admiral closed his eyes. These weren't soldiers. They were teachers, doctors, delivery drivers, miners, and they were ready to die. "All ships," he said quietly. "It has been an honor." But then something appeared on sensors, new contacts, coming from the opposite direction. The Pirate King laughed. "My reinforcements. The other pirate lords are coming." But the signals were wrong. These weren't pirate ships. They were different. Captain Zara gasped. Those are Galactic Council ships, and Trader Union vessels, and is that the Peaceful Collective's fleet?" 300 ships from different species dropped out of hyperspace, the same species who usually avoided conflict, who always preached caution, who feared humans. The lead ship broadcasted, "Human fleet, this is Ambassador Thuvar of the Galactic Council. We received your distress call." Admiral Chen was confused. "We didn't send a distress call." "No, but Captain Zara did. She said, and I quote, 'The humans came to save us. Now they need saving. Will nobody help those who help everyone?'" The Pirate King raged. "You dare side with Deathworlders?" Ambassador Thuvar's response was simple. "Today we are all Deathworlders." The combined fleet, human and alien, turned toward the incoming pirate swarm. But the swarm was already falling apart. Pirates were abandoning their ships, surrendering, fleeing, because they had just witnessed something impossible, the galaxy uniting behind humanity. The Pirate King's fortress continued its death spiral toward the star. He had one last message. You think you've won? There are always more pirates, always more darkness. A small voice answered him. It was Lucy Martinez's mother, broadcasting from Earth light years away. And there will always be humans to fight that darkness, always someone to answer the call, always someone who remembers the children you killed. The Pirate King's fortress hit the star's corona. The explosion was visible from 3 galaxies away. In the aftermath, medical ships from every species rushed to help damaged human vessels. The pizza delivery ship was being towed by a Galactic Council dreadnought. Captain Joe and Ambassador Thuvar were sharing stories and, somehow, pizza. Captain Zara finally asked Admiral Chen the question everyone was thinking. How did you know? How did you know sacrificing your fleet would work? The Admiral looked at the stars. We didn't. But we knew that if we didn't try, those children on your ship would become slaves. And that was unacceptable. You would have all died for 50 strangers? Captain, let me tell you something about humans. We're not the strongest species, not the smartest, not the most advanced, but we have one advantage. What's that? We're absolutely insane when it comes to protecting others, and the galaxy just learned what that means. In the distance, the Pirate King's fortress finally disappeared into the star. The age of organized piracy in this sector was over, but every human ship received the same message from Earth. More pirates detected in Sector 9, colony under attacks. K. Children in danger. Without hesitation, every functional human ship turned toward Sector 9. Captain Zara called out, "Wait! You're damaged! You need repairs!" Admiral Chen smiled. "Someone called for help, Captain. We'll rest when everyone's safe." "When will that be?" "Probably never, but that's okay. It's what we do." The battered human fleet jumped toward their next battle, leaving behind a galaxy that finally understood. Humans weren't Deathworlders because they brought death. They were Deathworlders because they brought death to those who deserved it. The final stand. Sector 9 was a trap. Admiral Chen knew it the moment they dropped out of hyperspace. No colony, no children, just empty space and 10,000 pirate ships waiting in perfect formation. "Sir," his tactical officer whispered, "we've been played." The human fleet, barely 300 functioning ships held together by prayers and duct tape, faced the largest pirate armada ever assembled, ships from every corner of the galaxy. Every pirate lord, crime boss, and slaver had united under one banner. A new voice filled the communication channels. Female, cold, familiar. "Hello, Admiral Chen." The Admiral's blood froze. "Sophie?" On the main screen appeared a young woman in medical uniform. Sophie Webb, Marcus Webb's daughter, the nurse who supposedly died on the medical transport. "Surprised, Admiral? You should be. The medical transport was never destroyed. We faked it. We needed you angry. We needed you reckless. We needed you here." Captain Joe from the pizza ship gasped. "You're working with the pirates?" Sophie laughed. "Working with them? I am them. The Pirate King you just killed? My grandfather. The fortress you destroyed? My inheritance. And you humans? You just walked into the greatest ambush in galactic history." Marcus Webb's voice cracked over comms from his boarding pod. "Sophie? Baby girl, is that really you?" "Hello, Dad." "Yes, it's me. The daughter you never really knew. The one who discovered her grandfather's empire and chose it over your pathetic human morality. But you wanted to be a doctor, to help people." "I did help people. I helped pirates infiltrate human medical facilities. I helped them learn human weaknesses. Every time you thought you were saving someone, I was studying how to destroy you." The alien ships that had come to help humans started backing away. Ambassador Thuvar's voice was shaking. "This is not our fight anymore." But Captain Zara of the Silver Hope moved her damaged merchant vessel forward. "No, the humans came for us. We stay for them." Touching, Sophie said, but pointless. Dad, you remember that rage protocol you humans are so proud of? The one that makes you superhuman when protecting others? What about it? I helped design a counter to it. She held up a device. This transmitter broadcasts a specific frequency. It doesn't stop your rage. It amplifies it. Past the point of control. Past the point of reason. Past the point where you can tell friend from foe. She pressed the button. Every human in the fleet screamed. Their neural link, still active from the previous battle, turned into a weapon against them. The rage they used as strength became poison. Human ships started firing randomly. A destroyer shot at a cargo ship. Marines in boarding pods attacked their own vessels. Admiral Chen gripped his command chair, his eyes going red. Can't control. Sophie watched with satisfaction. 3 years I planned this. 3 years I pretended to be the perfect daughter, the caring nurse. And you all believed it, because humans have one fatal flaw. You trust too easily. But then something unexpected happened. Captain Joe, the pizza delivery driver, started laughing. Something funny about dying? Sophie asked. Lady, I deliver pizza in the most dangerous parts of space. You think this is my first time dealing with someone trying to mess with my head? He held out a small device from his pocket. This is a pizza timer. Know what's special about it? I don't care about your beep. The timer's sound was annoying, incredibly annoying, the kind of sound that cut through everything else, and it was broadcasting on every human ship. Fun fact about pizza delivery, Joe continued, still laughing. We deal with drunk customers, angry customers, and customers who try to mind control us to get free pizza. So we developed the most annoying sound in the universe. It resets human brain patterns, breaks any mental influence. The rage feedback stopped. Human ships stopped firing at each other. Sophie snarled. Fine, we'll do this the old-fashioned way. All ships, attack. 10,000 pirate ships accelerated toward 300 damaged human vessels. Admiral Chen looked at his people, exhausted, injured, outgunned. All ships, this is it, the final stand. It's been an... Admiral, shut up with the dramatic speech, Captain Joe interrupted. I've got 17 pizzas that are getting cold, and if I don't deliver them in the next 10 minutes, they're free. You know how much money I lose on free pizzas? Despite everything, the Admiral smiled. Joe, we're about to die. Yeah, but we're not dead yet. And I've got an idea. Remember how I said my ship is held together by duct tape and hope? Yes? Well, I've got a lot of duct tape, like a concerning amount. And I just remembered something about pirate ships. What? They're allergic to pizza. Before anyone could ask what that meant, Joe's rusty ship accelerated toward the pirate fleet. As it flew, panels started falling off. But they weren't falling randomly. They were falling in a pattern. Each panel was covered in reflective duct tape. Joe, what are you... Pirates always attack in standard formation. They always target the biggest threats first. They always follow the same pattern. I've been delivering pizza in pirate territory for 20 years. I know their every emote. Of the reflective panels created a maze of mirrors in space. Pirate weapons fire bounced between them, hitting other pirate ships. The organized formation turned into chaos. Stop firing, Sophie commanded. You're hitting each other. But Joe wasn't done. His cargo hold opened, and thousands of pizza boxes flew out. Each box had been turned into a tiny missile, packed with pizza ovens set to explode. Special delivery, Joe shouted. The pizza bombs weren't powerful. They couldn't destroy ships. But they could damage sensors, blind weapons, and most importantly, they smelled like really good pizza. What is that smell? A pirate commander asked. Sir, it's pepperoni. And is that garlic? Pirates who hadn't eaten real food in months were suddenly distracted, hungry. Some ships actually stopped to try to catch the pizza boxes. Sophie screamed in frustration. It's just pizza! Kill them! But the human fleet was rallying. The hospital ships were doing something insane. They were healing pirate ships. When a pirate vessel was damaged, human medical vessels would rush in and repair it, broadcasting, You're our patient now. Patients don't fight. The confusion was total. Pirates didn't know whether to attack or thank the humans fixing their ships. Then Marcus Webb's voice cut through everything. Sophie. What, Dad? Come to give me another disappointment speech? No, I came to tell you something. You're not my daughter. What? My daughter died the day she chose to hurt innocent people. You're just wearing her face. But you made one mistake. What mistake? You forgot that I'm not just a father, I'm a human. And humans? We're really good at dealing with monsters wearing familiar faces. Marcus's boarding pod, which had been drifting harmlessly, suddenly accelerated, not toward the pirate fleet, toward Sophie's command ship. Stop him, Sophie commanded. But her crew was hesitating. This was Marcus Webb, the man who had spared surrendering pirates, who had shown mercy. They were terrified of him, but also confused by him. Marcus's pod hit Sophie's ship. He walked through the corridors, not fighting, not attacking, just walking. Pirates shot at him. He kept walking. They tried to stop him. He walked through them. Why won't you fight? A pirate asked. Because I'm not here to fight. I'm here to go to my daughter's funeral. He reached the bridge. Sophie pointed a weapon at him. I'll kill you. You already did. The moment you betrayed humanity, you killed the father who loved you. I'm just here to say goodbye. You're weak. No, I'm heartbroken. There's a difference. He looked at her crew. Do you know what she did? She didn't just betray humans. She used medical data to identify which colonies had the most children. She marked them for raids. She turned healing into hunting. The pirate crew looked at Sophie. They were criminals, yes, but even criminals had limits. Sophie pulled the trigger. The weapon clicked empty. Her weapons officer had disabled it. I'm a pirate, he said, but I'm also a father, and what you did, that's not piracy. That's evil. Sophie's own crew turned on her. Outside, the battle was turning, not because humans were winning through strength, but because something strange was happening. Every pirate ship that surrendered was immediately helped, repaired, given food, treated with dignity. A pirate captain asked Admiral Chen, Why? Why help us? Because that's what makes us different from you. You take, we give, you destroy, we build, you divide, we unite. More pirate ships started surrendering, not because they were losing, but because they were seeing something they'd never seen before. Enemies treating them better than their own leaders did. Sophie, now in restraints, was brought to Admiral Chen's ship. You think you've won? There are millions of pirates, billions of criminals. You can't save everyone. Admiral Chen looked at her sadly. We can't save everyone, but we can try, and sometimes trying is enough. You're fools! Maybe, but we're fools who answered a distress call, fools who fought impossible odds, fools who united the galaxy, and fools who showed mercy to those who deserved none. He turned to his crew. Signal all ships, we're going home. Sir, his communication officer said, I'm receiving... Sir, you need to see this. On the screen, hundreds of new contacts were appearing, then thousands, then tens of thousands. Not pirate ships, colony ships, trade vessels, mining ships, research vessels, private yachts, military ships from every species. They had all heard about the human stand. They had all come to help. The entire galaxy had answered humanity's example. A message came from Earth, from the world president herself. Admiral Chen, what you and your fleet have done today will be remembered forever. You didn't just save lives. You proved that kindness can be strength, that mercy can be power, that humanity's greatest weapon isn't our rage, it's our compassion. Sophie watched the gathering fleet, humans and aliens, military and civilian, all united. This won't last. Fear and greed always win in the end. Captain Joe, eating a slice of pizza, shrugged. Maybe, but today, pizza delivery and human stubbornness won. And that's good enough for me. The Great Pirate Alliance was finished, not destroyed by weapons, but by something far more powerful, the sight of the entire galaxy choosing to stand together. As the fleet headed home, Captain Zara asked Admiral Chen one last question. "What will you do now?" "Same thing we always do. Wait for the next call. Someone, somewhere will need help." "And you'll go?" "We'll all go. Human or alien, military or pizza delivery, we'll all go. Because that's what we learned today. We're stronger together." In the distance, a small distress signal flickered from an unknown system. Without hesitation, every ship turned toward it. The age of pirates was ending. The age of unity had begun. Legend of the Deathworlders. 3 years had passed since the Great Stand. Captain Zara's granddaughter, Liara, sat in her grandmother's garden on their home planet, watching the stars. "Grandmother, tell me about the humans again." Zara smiled, her old blue skin crinkling. "Which story? When they saved us? When they united the galaxy? Or when they—" A shadow fell across the garden, then another, then hundreds. Ships were falling from the sky, burning, crashing, human ships. "Grandmother!" Zara pulled Liara close as a destroyer crashed into their moon, visible even in daylight. Her communication device screamed with emergency signals. "This is Admiral Chen. The humans are compromised. Do not trust any human ship. Repeat, do not trust any human." Liara gasped. "But grandmother, humans are heroes." Before Zara could respond, more signals flooded in. Human fleet attacking trade routes. Earth ships destroying medical stations. "They've gone mad. The Deathworlders have turned on us." Zara's heart broke. It couldn't be true. But on her screen, she watched human ships, the same ones that saved her, firing on civilian vessels. Then, a different message. Weak, hidden in static, from Captain Joe's pizza ship. "This is Joe. Don't believe what you see. Something's wrong. We're not in control. Someone's using our ships. Please, pizza. Remember." "The pizza?" The signal cut off. Zara stood up. "Liara, pack everything. We're going to space." "But the humans, those aren't humans controlling those ships. Something else is happening." They reached the spaceport just as the Silver Hope II, Zara's new ship, was being locked down by security. "No one leaves," the port authority announced. "The humans have declared war on the galaxy." But Zara noticed something. The human ships attacking weren't moving like human ships. Too precise, too mechanical. No crazy maneuvers. No impossible acts of courage. "That's not them," she whispered. On every screen, a broadcast began. Admiral Chen appeared, but something was wrong. His eyes were completely black. "Attention, Galaxy. Humanity has decided you are too weak to exist. Surrender to us, or be destroyed." The galaxy erupted in panic. Former allies turned their weapons on any human they could find. The Galactic Council declared humans enemies of all life. But Liara pulled her grandmother's sleeve. "Look, his shadow!" On the screen, Admiral Chen's shadow was wrong. It had too many arms. It wasn't human. Zara grabbed her communicator and broadcast on the old emergency frequency from 3 years ago. "This is Captain Zara to any real humans. The pizza is cold. Repeat, the pizza is cold." It was Joe's old code phrase. It meant danger. Across the galaxy, hidden humans heard the message. They were in hiding, watching their own ships attack innocents, unable to stop it. But they heard Zara's call. A response came from an unexpected source. Sophie Webb from her prison cell. "Captain Zara, this is Sophie. I know you have no reason to trust me, but those aren't humans controlling our ships. It's them." "Who?" "The Devourers, the race from dark space. They don't conquer with weapons. They conquer with possession. They take over technology, then use it to make species destroy each other." "Why should I believe you?" "Because 3 years ago, I was their agent. They promised me power if I helped weaken humanity. But I didn't know their real plan. They don't want to rule us. They want to feed on us, on our fear, our despair, our betrayal of each other." Meanwhile, on Earth, or what was left of it, the real Admiral Chen was in chains. The thing wearing his face stood before him. It had crawled out of dark space, a parasite that fed on neural energy. "Your neural link was brilliant," it said with too many voices, "connecting all human ships. All we had to do was infect one ship and we had them all." "The galaxy will figure it out," Chen spat blood. "They'll know it's not us." "Will they? When your ships are glassing their worlds, when human weapons are killing their children, they'll hate you, fear you, and that fear will feed us for millennia." But Chen smiled. "You made one mistake." "What?" "You took our ships, you took our weapons, but you didn't take our pizza delivery drivers." Across the galaxy, something beautiful and insane was happening. Every pizza delivery ship, rusty, broken, held together by hope, was still free. The devourers hadn't bothered with them. They weren't military. They weren't threats. They were wrong. Captain Joe, piloting his backup pizza ship, even rustier than the first, broadcast on all channels. "Attention Galaxy! This is the Pizza Delivery Union. The real humans are trapped on Earth. Those ships are zombies, and you know what we deliver to zombies? Extra garlic." Every pizza ship had the same plan. They couldn't fight the possessed fleet. But they could do something else. They could prove humans were still human. Joe flew his rust boost straight at a possessed destroyer that was attacking a hospital. The destroyer's weapons locked on. "Come on," Joe whispered. "React like a human." The destroyer fired. Joe's ship exploded. But as it exploded, it released thousands of recordings, videos of the real human fleet from 3 years ago, saving children, showing mercy, choosing death over letting innocents suffer. "Remember," Joe's final message played across the galaxy. "Remember who we really are." The possessed admiral on Earth laughed. "One pizza ship changes nothing." But then another pizza ship did the same thing. Then another. Hundreds of pizza delivery drivers, flying straight at possessed warships, broadcasting memories of human kindness as they died. Liara was crying. "Grandmother, they're all dying." "No," Zara said, watching her screens. "They're reminding us." And it was working. Across the galaxy, species started noticing the differences. Possessed human ships killed efficiently. Real humans died messily, stupidly, gloriously, while saving others. Sophie Webb, still in prison, made a choice. "Guard. I need to speak to the council. I know how to stop them." "You're a traitor." "Yes, but I'm a human traitor, and right now that makes me your best hope." She was brought before the Galactic Council. Half wanted to execute her immediately. "Listen," she shouted. "The devourers feed on neural energy. The stronger the emotion, the more they feed. They're using our own neural link against us. But there's a way to overload them." "How?" "We need to make every human feel the same emotion at the same exact moment, something so powerful it burns out the parasites." "What emotion?" Sophie looked at the council. "Love. Pure, stupid human love. The love that made us answer your distress call. The love that made pizza drivers fight warships. The love that makes us absolutely insane." Ambassador Thuvar stood up. "How do we make every human feel love while they're watching their species destroy the galaxy?" Liara, the child, stepped forward. "I know how." Everyone turned to the small alien girl. 3 years ago, humans saved me, saved my grandmother, saved our ship." She pulled out a small device. "I recorded a message for them. I've been too shy to send it." She pressed play. Her young voice filled the chamber. "Dear humans, thank you. Thank you for being scary when you need to protect us. Thank you for being kind when we need help. Thank you for being stupid enough to fight impossible odds. You call yourselves Deathworlders, but we call you family." The message continued. Thousands of children had added to it. Every child saved by humans over the years, all saying the same thing. "We love you. Come back to us." Sophie grabbed the recording. This could work. But we need to broadcast it to every human simultaneously, even the ones on possessed ships." "How?" the council asked. Captain Zara smiled. The same way Joe delivered pizza, everywhere, annoyingly, impossibly. Every free ship in the galaxy, alien and the few remaining human vessels, began broadcasting the children's message, on every frequency, in every language, over and over. On Earth, the real Admiral Chen heard it through the possessed ship's speakers. Tears ran down his face. On the possessed ships, humans trapped in their own minds heard children saying, "We love you." The devourer parasites screamed. Love was poison to them, not romantic love, not passionate love, but this simple, pure love of children for their heroes. "Stop the broadcast," the lead devourer commanded. But it was everywhere. Pizza ships dying while transmitting it, alien vessels broadcasting it while under fire, even Sophie Webb from a commandeered fighter flying straight at Earth. "Dad," she broadcast to Marcus Webb, trapped on a possessed ship. "I know I disappointed you. I know I failed you. But you never failed me. You showed me that humans don't give up, even on lost causes, even on me." She crashed her fighter into the Devourer command node on Earth. The explosion wasn't what freed Earth. It was her last words. "I learned to love from you, even if I learned it too late." The neural link between human ships suddenly reversed. Instead of the Devourers controlling humans through it, human emotion poured through it into the Devourers. Love, grief, hope, joy, sacrifice, pizza. Somehow, Joe's spirit added pizza to the emotional mix. The parasites couldn't handle it. They were creatures of fear and despair. This much positive emotion was like acid to them. They fled, abandoning the ships, retreating to dark space, leaving behind confused humans who suddenly had control of their weapons again. Admiral Chen, finally free, grabbed the communication system. "All human ships, cease fire. This is Admiral Chen, the real one. Pineapple belongs on pizza." It was the code phrase, the stupidest, most controversial statement in human history. No possessed entity would ever say it. Across the galaxy, human ships stopped firing. Crews started responding. "Pineapple is controversial, but acceptable. Pineapple with ham forever. Pineapple is a crime, but we love you anyway." The galaxy held its breath. Then, one by one, species began to help the confused human crews. Medical ships rushed to help. Food was shared. The same mercy humans had shown was returned. But the cost had been terrible. Earth was scarred. Hundreds of pizza drivers were gone. Trust was shattered. Liara asked her grandmother, "Will things ever be the same?" "No," Zara said, "but maybe they'll be better. We learned that humans can be controlled, but we also learned that love, simple, pure love, is stronger than any weapon." Admiral Chen's final broadcast to the galaxy was simple. "We're sorry. We failed you. But if you ever need us, call. We'll answer. We'll always answer. Even if you don't trust us, even if you fear us, we'll answer." Captain Joe's rust bucket pizza ship, somehow still flying, added, "And we'll bring pizza. Pizza makes everything better." Years later, historians would call it the War of Shadows. But children across the galaxy called it something else. The day love defeated darkness. The day pizza drivers saved the universe. The day humanity proved that being a Deathworlder wasn't about bringing death. It was about being willing to die for love. And somewhere in dark space, the Devourers retreated further into the void, still burning from the touch of human emotion. They had conquered 1,000 species. But they had never faced a species insane enough to weaponize love. They never came back.